Hi, everybody. Welcome to Crypto Happy Hour. I'm Bill.
I'm Toby.
We are Unhinged Crypto.
We are unhinged for sure.
We are here to bring you all things crypto. We're here to discuss general market like Bitcoin, Solana.
Okay.
We're going to talk about, why this bull run is the most significant run ever. You can't possibly miss it. And then, of course, we're going to talk about altcoin showdown.
Yeah, let's do a bunch of coins today.
Right.
So, yeah, if there's any that people are interested in, have them put it in the chat.
Right. Have them put it in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Marsh, kicking ass and taking names.
Hi, Bob.
Bob is the first guy to comment on all the Unhinged Crypto short videos. Bob, we salute you, buddy. We salute you.
Love it.
All right.
That's awesome.
Continue with welcoming people. We have Bob Havoc. Caroline is here from New Zealand.
Ooh, what time is it in New
Welcome.
Zealand?
Gian is also here. Welcome from Pennsylvania. Okay. So
And hopefully everybody's got their beverage.
Right. You got to have your beverage.
I'm having kombucha again.
It is Crypto
I do
Happy
love
Hour.
kombucha. Mm.
All right.
Okay.
So, Miss Toby,
Yes, sir.
let's talk about where everyone's brain was this morning. Okay.
Okay. Where was their brain?
Oh, God.
I don't know. Yeah, I've been out. I mean, I was at a retreat, as you know.
Right.
And so you have to fill me in on everything because I don't even know what's been going on for like a week.
Okay. Well,
Unplugged. It was good.
The market went down.
Yeah.
And it stayed down.
Yeah.
And it looked absolutely terrible. And then over the weekend, I think people finally decided that they were going to dig a trench for the end. You know, the big blast was coming. Every media report this morning was negative.
Yeah. And now it's up.
And then, of course, the market went up. Bitcoin went up 4% because that's the only thing it could do when people get that negative, right?
That's good. I wasn't worried.
Right. And
that's why, because we talked about last week, right? The dip and, and I'm like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm going unplugged. I'm on a retreat. That's how you reset, because so much of this game is mental, right?
90% of the game is half mental. That's from Yogi Berra. That's Yogi Berra.
That's a good. I sometimes think people just make up funny things and then say that Yogi Berra said them. But
right.
Yeah.
90% of the game is half mental, and I think everyone was mental this morning.
I'm sorry. I hope none of our people were mental.
No, of course not, because they're watching our videos, right?
That's great.
They're all watching our videos, so we welcome them. I mean, people were so bearish. And of course, the title, the thumbnail of the stream was like, she knew, right? You've been talking about this market being a repeat of last year. And
for a long time,
I have to be honest, I had no idea when you said that. I thought that meant a sideways summer. I didn't think this market was going to heave. And the thing that's unbelievable is if today was really the bottom, I think 9/11 was the bottom last year.
Oh,
it's almost exactly the same thing. I mean, I'm sitting in my screen this morning. We went through a morning stream and we just made fun of all the bearish headlines. We were just like, all I've been able to say, and there was a rant that I couldn't even publish, was, it was a real serious rant a weekend where I was like, this is why we crypto. All right. So
I think that's a good reminder. I'm glad that you said that, right? Because, well, I think that it's more than why we crypto, but I mean, I think there's more to it than that. But yeah, keeping in mind why you decided to get into crypto really helps you stay the course when things get a little bearish, and you don't have to be afraid. It's a choice. Fear is always a choice. There's there's people who run into burning buildings. I personally would be very afraid to do that, but people do it all the time. Firemen specifically.
Right.
So training yourself to be strong, like what we do with the Patreon people, the 300.
Right, the Spartans.
The Spartans.
Welcome to the Spartans.
Yeah. Hopefully a lot of you are here and that you're listening, because that's, that's what I hope people get the most out of the show, is to that reminder of why you're here, why you're doing this,
Right. And that's what the rant was about. That's what it was about. It was like, because there's a recession obsession. We'll go through all this with you.
Yeah, let's do that. That's such an interesting
there's
thing.
Recession obsession.
Yes.
I don't know. I could geek out pretty hard on this, but I would probably prefer to just get your general view of it. I think the thing that got everybody really bearish in crypto is that everybody was worried about stocks.
Isn't that funny?
Right. In other words,
that doesn't even make sense to me. I mean, because the decoupling, it's happened,
Right.
So it's gonna. I'm so excited for the decoupling. We talked a little bit about it.
Right. Well, you've been telling people. You've been telling people about the decoupling, and we got it because stocks went up and crypto slumped. But of course, that can reverse and work in crypto's favor. I think,
and decoupling, just to remind you, doesn't mean seesaw reverse, right? A true decoupling means that the crypto will move irregardless. It's not moving in reaction to. So even like what you're saying, if the stocks are going up and Bitcoin is going down, that's still not decoupling if they're dependent on each other, right? If you're saying that. Because a true decoupling is that it's going to do its own thing,
Right. So people got afraid about stocks. I think people are looking back at things like 2008 and 2000, where you had private sector bubbles.
Yeah.
In this case, the bubble is government spending and government borrowing. Now, of course, it would be incredible for Bitcoin if this all resolved itself, say, with, the dollar just trading normally lower. Because, when you have a debt problem, the only way out of that is to have the currency fall. Just keeping it simple, right? So I was kind of a proponent last week, and I know that I'm early and out of favor, but, it's this idea that if you're looking for a big move, it's the dollar, not stocks, that falls. Right now,
and again, a true decoupling will also decouple from the dollar too, and this is going to happen, especially as you see a lot of countries, moving away from using the dollar as a standard by creating their own currency, like cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. That to me is super exciting. Which is why I'm excited for next year.
Next year, huh?
Yeah. So we can talk a little bit about this fall. My birthday's coming up.
Right.
And that's the day, around that time, the equinox, is when I feel we're going to start seeing some big movement. And I'm not so sure that it's going to be like a straight shot and just up, 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 up. But until the first of next year, it's going to be really close to that. It's going to look
well. Last year it was up slowly. Like last year, it fooled you, right? A little bit. There was that 9/11 puke, and then the market recovered, but then it went sideways. So it continued to make you afraid about another decline.
Yeah, and I think sorry.
No. And then your sort of banana curve unfolded from there.
Yeah. Right. And I think we'll probably see something really similar along those lines, because I think for some reason the election is going to cause a little bit of suppression, like right before the election. But after that, then, so if I'm seeing any potential dips, it'll all really kind of be before the election. And then after that, I think is when we'll really see a takeoff, unfortunately. I'd like to see, it decouple from politics, but I don't think it's because of that. I just think it's
an elimination of uncertainty once it's finally over.
That's what I feel. It's just an emotional
we can go back to work.
It's an emotional thing, but I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I mean, he has a very important call.
Right. Crypto calling off button.
Did one of you guys call him? Do you want me to change the subject?
No. Bob is like, SUI is going up. That's a layer one. We talked about that.
Yes. And that's one I'm very interested in. So I'd love to, maybe we can pull a card on that too. So did we cover all your topics? Oh, we were talking about the bull run. Yeah. And the timing for the bull run.
We were talking about, I mean, I think one thing that people are really interested in is like, how many more of these pukes are we going to have to deal with? I mean, you may not have the answer to that, but
do you mean in your lifetime? A lot. A lot. Because again, this is why it's profitable, because it's volatile. Right. So get used to it. Take your diaper off. You can't ride the bull if you're wearing a diaper. Just, man up. Put your big girl panties on.
All right.
If you're a girl.
All right. Well,
if you're a boy, I don't know. Maybe you like lace.
I mean, I might be tempted to do just about anything, like some superstitious baseball player, to prevent 49K.
I'm not seeing 49K, but
all right, well, fine.
But I did have a visual of you in lace panties.
All right, no, I'm not doing that. No, they don't make them in my size. So there's a baseball movie, Bull Durham, where in order to get the guy to relax, I don't know, that was in a different age. The point is, I'm not really interested in 49K. I'm not interested.
I'm not seeing it.
Okay.
I really think that we're kind of course, you and I have a different perspective on what you call pukes, big pukes. Like if it's under 20%, it usually writes itself almost immediately, So when you're talking about 4, 5, 6, 7, right, especially those little bumps seem to, I'm going back to my weeble wobble thing, right? It's a small down and then right back, small down, right back up, So.
And there's another part of me, that just wants to stick it to all these bears. Like I'm literally, this is just a general statement. I'm literally just sort of like sick and tired. And I want to go like Mel Gibson from the 1776 movie and just grab the flag and start charging at these people.
Okay. In the lace panties.
Well, no, hopefully not.
I mean, that'll scare them.
Hopefully that's not necessary. Right.
So what's the most, over the weekend while I was gone, what was the most bearish, headline tweet, whatever you want to call it, that you
that I saw?
Yeah. That really made you the most angry. Just one, Bill, just one.
There's so many. I think the one that made me angry was about Vitalik. His foundation had to sell Ethereum to fund itself. Mm-hmm. And people were accusing him of like giving up on Ethereum. Oh. So, there was like, and Ethereum is dead and Solana can't rally. Mm-hmm. Those like, Solana at 90 with them coming down on Vitalik. In other words, I know you're hot on the layer ones, but it's like, you're hot on them and everybody else, I don't know what they did. They took the grumpy pill and they all got negative on Solana and Ethereum. Like it's over. Yeah. I saw guys out there defending it. There was 2 or 3 guys I know. One of them's a friend of me, a competitor. Mm-hmm. Right. And he was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right. But you know what happened? Well, what happens. Like people start telling themselves stories.
It's what we do best.
Right. And then, and I'm just like, you know what, man? I'm sick and tired of this.
Yeah.
Put
grandma in the closet. Crazy grandma goes in the closet.
Right. Well, there's a bunch of guys on Twitter that really are pressing the bearish advantage. Right?
Well, and there's a psychology behind that too. right?
Right.
And that's why it's so easy. It's hard to, and I know you've told me some of your struggles about, because you're creating content way more than I do, right? And to keep people positive, put out content that gives people hope, and it can be really discouraging. Whereas it's so much easier just to be negative, right? Because then if you're wrong, nobody notices, right? You understand what I mean?
Right.
Like if you come out with all of these disaster porn headlines, right? Then you can always justify it, even if there's a small dip. Well, there's always going to be small dips in the market. That's why we're in it, because it's volatile. That's how you make money, because it's volatile,
Right.
So that's the easy route. The hard route is what you're doing, which is keeping people sane and calm. And when we do like the altcoin stuff and the picks and the things like that, hopefully it inspires people to look at more good projects instead of watching a bunch of negative Twitter predictions. Because the thing is that in investing, there is always a way to make money. You just may not know it, but there's always a way to make money. Because even when a whole bunch of coins are down, there's going to be stuff that's going up. That's what makes it fun. Right?
And I think, yes. And I think what happens on Twitter is that in order to like abate their own fear, people start this idea where it's going to go down, right? And they start to prepare themselves by making bearish predictions, even though they may not be bearish. They do it because they can't stand the market squeezing the positivity out of them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think,
and that's where all this stuff about like, oh, it's going to go to 48K and Solana's going to 90. And
I think we're well past the biggest Bitcoin drops, and so I'm not worried. But again, I don't absorb as much of that media as you do.
Well, no, that's good. That's
I
why
just
you're on.
listen to my own little brain.
All right. Well, Bob is into Cosmos. Bob thinks Cosmos is like the ultimate give up trade. Rave Song Records is here and he's happy.
Good.
Well, welcome to the show.
Good.
This is probably a good time to mention that, in one of our altcoin showdowns that we did in the morning, as casual as that discussion was, like you were like, I think you should get into Phantom and I think you should get out of Toncoin. Right?
That was over a week ago, wasn't it?
Oh, well over a week. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago,
2 weeks
right?
ago. Yeah.
So you got that done before the guy from Telegram got arrested. And then Phantom turned around and went up today a lot.
Good.
Right? So
I like Phantom.
That's
good.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking about now?
Well, I know we're thinking about SUI, right? If you go to the bubbles.
Okay. Are you sharing the screen for the bubbles?
I am. I'm about to.
Okay.
Okay.
I love my bubbles.
Right. Here we go. Here comes the screen share on the bubbles.
Okay.
So there's the screen
Look
share.
at the pretty Aave. That's the one you were talking about.
Yeah, that's the DeFi platform. DeFi. You were seeing that. There's another altcoin showdown winner.
Yep. Like that one.
Helium. I put that one out. I put that video out.
And Room. I've been a big fan like all this year.
Yeah, we've been cross-chain.
And Fetch for even longer. So
right.
Those are all great.
Right.
So
and
what do you want to talk about today? Do you have any picks that you want? Let's look at some that are down in the red. Pick two, because there's a few that are down that I know I've liked before. Oh, look at poor Brett. Yeah, feels like the meme season was very short in its own.
Yeah, the meme season was.
Hopefully, everybody got in on
that. The meme season was on something funny called Tron. It's a layer one. It's an obscure layer one run by a famous person. I can't see SUI here, but
Okay, you want to talk about SUI?
Yeah, I want to talk about SUI, right? And then if something is down that I wanted to look at, You know, maybe Ondo is down a lot.
I was thinking Ondo, and
Right.
there's another one I'm kind of thinking. We can do 3 if you want to.
Okay. There's SUI in the corner over here.
And it's actually up a little bit.
Right. There's Ondo.
Uh-huh.
Right. And then like it was big in the beginning of the year, INJ.
Yeah, that was a pick that I liked earlier.
Right. That's
so you want to do those 3?
Yeah. I mean, we could do INJ,
Ondo, INJ, and
SUI.
SUI. And hopefully everybody's enjoying their view of the bubbles.
Right.
My favorite way of looking.
Right. This is how Toby.
And this is the overall market.
This is how Toby.
I don't know how you have it filtered. This is for the month.
Right. This is for like the last month.
Okay.
Let's just check the.
Do a daily one.
You want to do a daily one?
Yeah. Let's just see what changes for today. But I'll still do those coins. Oh, look at all that green. Isn't that
right. So
lovely?
today everything was kind of up.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know, INJ did well.
Is your SUI on? Do you see it?
I don't see SUI here yet.
Okay, so we got SUI, INJ, and
Ondo. Okay, let's go back to monthly.
SUI, INJ, Ondo. Oh, SUI. Sorry, Bill. Not looking good.
Ondo?
SUI, INJ, Ondo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked Ondo when I looked at the chart. Where is it now?
All right, let me pull it up for you.
Okay.
So here comes Ondo. I had CoinGecko already for you because I know
You're so good.
You're a CoinGecko.
Solana's at 134. That's good.
Okay. So there's the last month in Ondo, right? Right. Even 3 months. And this was at $1.40. This was like, so basically BlackRock.
It's about 50% off. Huh?
Right. It's about 50% off. I mean, BlackRock was buying into Ondo. This is the big real world asset project.
And that was January. Yeah.
Right. So it's January. Topped out at $1.05. It was kind of a parking lot for a while. Like, it was immune to the bear market right up until July. And then it just went straight down. Right.
Yeah, but that looks interesting there.
You think this looks interesting?
Months. Well, it's starting to go up a little bit. Right, I don't know. It says some energy moving into it. So let's see what happens with that.
So that's the 24-hour move from 59 cents up to 60.
See, it looks like it's going to go right back up again to me. But
okay, well, people, you heard that. It looks like, she doesn't mind doing. We can go to LuxAlgo. As you can see, we have like a live TA element to our show here tonight.
Hopcat.
Okay, I mean, Ondo is just, I don't know. It's so destroyed.
Yeah,
it's so destroyed. It looks just like the CoinGecko chart, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's go back to the bubbles. All right, so let's go to what was up today.
Yeah, let's do today.
Okay. So the net from that was that, we're taking profits in SUI, right? You should take the money if you did a trading.
Yeah, well, it's up today, so yeah. I mean, if that's how you want to do it.
It's funny that Cardano was one of the things that was not up today. I'm sure XRP is always on people's minds. I know you were talking about
Cardano and XRP.
Yeah, let's do Cardano. Is Cardano dead? Right. And is XRP ever going to come back?
Well, you asked me about XRP, and I think it is. It's just not yet. I don't know why I keep looking at the TIA too. That just makes me happy.
TIA?
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yuck.
No, actually, that's not bad at all. So this is just delayed.
Cardano?
Yeah. No, this is XRP.
That's XRP?
Cardano. Yeah, this is Cardano. So Cardano, that looks like a little bit longer recovery, but neither of these are horrible. So
okay. So what's catching your eye about TIA?
I have no idea. This is just how it works with the bubbles.
Okay. All right. Well, let's bring the chart up.
because I haven't looked at TIA in a long time, and I wasn't a big fan before. So let's look at it again.
So I mean,
These
this
1 year charts are so exciting to look
Can
at.
you believe it that this stuff is back down to all the way where it started from? Like you want to talk about a repeat of last year?
Yeah.
This is just what Celestia is. Okay. People can launch their own blockchain.
See, I'm super excited about that. I don't know why I keep looking at it, and I have looked at it before.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's just it's kind of looks interesting to me.
All right. Well, let's look at TIA on the screen.
Okay.
Let's go to LuxAlgo and see if we can see anything. I mean, wow.
Where it says 939, when was that? 9.3.
May.
Okay.
So $9.30 down to $4.
Wow.
There's this little triangle is a LuxAlgo buy signal, right? And then this near zero means this could get very perky very quickly.
Okay.
Right.
So you like it, huh?
Yeah.
According to LuxAlgo.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, see all this red. I mean, people gave up on this in a very big way.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, looking at the year chart's always interesting because you see all the peaks, right? All around the earlier this year. So it can look a little discouraging. But like you said, the buy signal thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you're interested in TIA, it's funny because TIA, Tau, and INJ were some of the first ones out of the gate the last time. I don't know. I mean, I saw Ohm. See Ohm in the corner here?
Yeah, I still
Mantra.
like that. Yeah.
Right.
They're still like that one.
That's up 10%.
A lot.
A lot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But I feel like I've been talking about it a lot for a long time. So
well, I've been excited
about Ohm for a long time.
I don't think the studio audience is going to mind repeating what we're hot to trot about.
Okay. I mean, there's your pick from a couple weeks ago, Aave. Still looking good.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff I really like on there.
Yeah, I mean, Phantom up 16% today. Phantom up 6. Now, one big question that I think people would be interested in is Toncoin done going down? In other words, the guy from Telegram got released. He cooperated with the French government. They changed the terms of service, which is a nice way of saying they gave them a backdoor because he didn't want to go to jail. And then that's kind of the end of it. So what's
Ton and what else? Do you want to get off share screen? We can go back.
No, we're on share screen.
Okay.
There's Toncoin, and I don't know, for Bob, you want to look at Cosmos, Atom?
Yeah, let's do that.
Give Bob some love. By the way, we're looking at the bubbles here. This is Unhinged Happy Hour if you're just joining us now.
And these are the daily bubbles.
Right. This is the daily bubbles.
Atom and Ton.
Right.
And then we can look and see if anybody else wants to look at it.
Right. We got to see if there's any requests in there.
Oh. Oh, Ton. Look at that. It's coming back. This isn't bad. I mean, Atom is that's good. It's just feels like a slower move.
A slow turn for Bob. Right. Toncoin's coming back, huh? It's
looks like it. That's it's a very emotional thing. And I mentioned that on was it last week or the week before? It was last week because it was after the initial. And I said, the fans of Toncoin could just do a revenge buy.
Right. Well, here's the buy signal on LuxAlgo, right? It got into the discount zone.
Yeah.
Right. Which, I think you have a discount zone in your mind, your own methodology, like the thumbnail.
Yes.
She saw it. She knew it. It's happening. Hopefully you're listening. You better be. So I know everybody is listening and we love you guys. We love you guys. We love our Unhinged crypto crew. I mean, look at this Toncoin. I mean, everyone
That
thought
looks
this.
pretty.
Everybody thought this was a joke at $2, and then it went to $8.
Mm.
Then the talk was, well, it's never going to go down, so I'll have to buy it at 8. They got flushed out at 5.
Perfect.
And now Miss Toby is like,
yeah, looks like it's going to recover. Maybe
it's like
eventually go past.
reel it in. Yeah,
So,
new highs for Toncoin. So
you want to
heard that
go
here
off of share screen and we
Yeah.
can see if there's any other coins people want?
Yeah, let's see what's out there. Let's check out who's on there. Okay, Gian wants to know what we think of Gala.
Oh, that's not one I've looked at.
That's Caroline is here. Welcome. Okay, Forget About It is in the house. Welcome. Okay, this is also a reminder. This show is brought to you by our Patreon.
Hopefully,
Patreon.com/unhinged crypto.
hopefully
right?
you love our show and the things we talk about enough to join and support us on Patreon.
Yes, for sure. Wonderful. You can scan that QR code with your phone to get on over to Patreon.
QR code. You made that, didn't you?
Eagle King made it.
Oh, okay.
Eagle King.
Well, Eagle King, you did a beautiful job. That's pretty cool.
He did. All right.
Okay, so what do they have questions about? What altcoins?
Okay, so going back to the chat.
Just give me 2. Adam was one.
No, we did Adam.
That's right.
We did Cosmos for Bob. That was like slow recovery. Okay. Gala.
Oh, that was
so. It was
Gala.
Gala is one, and
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Amazon weighs in. There's Gala, and you know what? I don't mind pulling. So can we pull Solana? Can we talk about Solana?
We can. Okay. Gala and Solana. Oh, Gala, no. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm going to look at that project Gala, but it doesn't really feel like it's hit a bottom yet. And Solana, a little bit slower recovery. I feel like Solana and ETH are going to, recover around the same time. So we'll see.
Right. So this thing with the Fed, let's go to that. Your birthday present's going to be interest rate cuts.
I've been asking for a year. It's glad they paid attention to me.
It's
because I didn't get it last year.
It's the reasons for them to cut rates, especially if you look at the employment numbers. I'll spare you all that.
Yeah,
but I mean, you don't need it. But I mean, they got to do it, right? They got to do it with gusto.
That's what's really interesting because, I mean, this was a long time ago when I was like, a year and a half ago, and I'm like, well, they'll do how many rate cuts did I predict, and then that was what they did, and then but earlier this year I really thought, they really should have done it, but what I said is it'll happen right before the election, right? And they're giving signs that they're going to do it, so that's great. So that's why I'm confused about this whole recession obsession thing. Are you playing with it?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, it's a mic fetish. Bill does have a bit of a mic fetish. You don't know that. He does. He has so many microphones.
I only have 3.
Some people collect tennis shoes.
That's not true. Absolutely not true.
I don't know. Okay.
Well,
so that's what I think.
2 is 1, 1 is none. Okay, so you got any thoughts on like 25 or 50 basis points? Like, is he going to be aggressive?
The cut?
Yeah.
It should be.
It should.
But it doesn't feel like they're. I think they're really afraid to do it, because for some reason they think it worked and I don't,
Right.
So I'm
You know, and there's all this talk.
And I don't know when you say aggressive. I mean,
Well,
your language
50 basis
confuses
points.
me.
Okay, 25
See, that
basis
doesn't
points.
mean anything.
Okay, a little cut or a big cut?
Yeah.
Small, large.
I think probably smaller rather than larger, because I think they're afraid if they take too big of a cut, then it'll, so I think they'll be conservative with it, which is unfortunate, but also good. I mean, a bigger cut could change things dramatically, and they don't know if we're good or bad. I think good,
Right.
but
Well,
initially
a bigger cut
bad.
with them admitting, a bigger cut would signal that they're afraid something is wrong out there.
Yes.
Because there's
and I don't think they're going to do that. No, but they have to ease what's going on. So
okay. So I mean, here let me see if I can encapsulate. So okay, so GF is asking, what about ETH based meme coins? Okay, so that's like Pepe and Brett, those kind of coins.
Brett was really hurting.
Yeah.
Somebody said, is it? Yeah. Or he said Joe.
Yeah, Joe coin is a yellow faced meme coin. So hadn't heard about that.
We can pull some cards on that.
And then,
Aiken, do you have any particular meme coins that you're interested in that you think? Because I can pull some cards on that. But for me, memes is not my thing.
Well, you can pull. You want to pull on Pepe and Brett? Those are two.
I don't like either of them, but okay.
Okay, you don't? Okay.
No.
All right. Well, then that answers the question about ETH-based.
Yeah,
meme
but
coins,
I don't
right?
like meme coins. I'm not. It's
so
not
Aiken is asking. So Gian is asking about. Well, here's two you can do. Beam. Right. Let's go back.
Well, that's not a meme coin.
Right. No, Beam is gaming. So let's go back to the.
Oh, and gaming hasn't taken off yet. I think end of the year though. So I'm gonna start looking more at the gaming. Yeah. Put the filter on for gaming. Are you sharing the screen?
Yes.
Good. Oh, look at Punk. I think Punk was in the list that
it might have been. It might have been, right? So, Beam is gaming. That's up in the top left corner.
Yeah. And I was excited about that at the beginning of the year. And then I feel like the gaming stuff kind of died, but we haven't even seen the big stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
There's PNG. PNG is cross-chain DeFi. So it's
I love that PNG. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So what do you want me to pull cards on?
So
Beam and PNG.
Beam and PNG.
Okay. And then if they have any meme coins, I'll be happy to do those. Beam and PNG. Oh, ooh, that's a great card for Beam.
Yeah, let's go look at Beam.
So of those two, the Beam is a little bit my favorite. That doesn't mean I don't like PNG, because I do like PNG, but it looks like Beam has won the altcoin showdown.
Yeah, all these like 1 year charts, they're just all kind of like stupid. It's like I'm glad we pulled them up because it's easy to just get all freaked out. I mean, last year at this time,
well, that's what I said.
I actually felt I'm going to be honest with you. I think the mood this year, honestly, is worse. Of course, that includes everybody except Michael Saylor, because Aiken was asking.
Well, that's because I talk to Michael all the time.
You talk to him all the time.
And
where do you think he gets his predictions from? Right? I mean,
duh.
He's saying
300,000 by the end of the year.
He said 300,000 by the end of the year.
I think he's a little overly optimistic, but I do like that about him, that he's tends to be overly optimistic. And that way we kind of mirror each other. I'm reining it in. I've said 100K since early this year. You probably remember when.
Oh yeah, no, I remember. No, we have a video. It's Unhinged has a video.
Yeah.
125K.
Next year. Yeah.
That can be our sequel to She Knew Too. Right. She knew.
Okay, so what else?
Okay, so Aiken's obsessed with Turbo, right? And then the Fuzz is asking about Avalanche.
Okay, so let's look at Turbo and
Avalanche.
Avalanche.
I need some love on Avalanche.
And
I did a video on Avalanche.
PNG.
But we did PNG.
Oh, we just did PNG, yeah.
Trisha doesn't like ETH memes either. Okay.
Good, Trisha. Good. You and I were together on this. No, I think they're fun. It's just hard for me to take them really seriously, unless, they start developing a functionality. Okay, so this is Turbo and
Avalanche.
Avalanche. Okay, let's go. Turbo holding its position. Avalanche. Yeah, it looks like Avalanche is getting ready to move. Do you want to pull up the chart on that?
Let's look at
Okay.
Avalanche may be worth a look on Lux Algo. Here's what's funny about Avalanche. Like I had this theory, like this is how it's a little hard with this. Let me see if I can.
I know there's a lot of things going on in those
going
charts. Woo-hoo. Okay, hold on. Technical difficulties.
Okay. Just leaving a little bit of Lux Algo. So, here's the funny thing about Avalanche.
Are the blue lines the prediction that you did?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Great, right? No wonder I'm upset. So I view this like you talked about suppression.
Yeah.
See this like downward sloping wedge?
Uh-huh.
That's the suppression formation.
Yeah.
Right. In other words, you're holding it down.
Yeah, but look, it's not even. You know what I mean? It's that doesn't even look bad to me. Right. That looks like it's ready to go right back up. I think your blue lines were a bit optimistic and early. I don't know. I don't know how you decide. It's something with that the
right.
thing,
Well, it comes from the historical pattern match software.
Oh, okay.
Right.
See, and that's going to be a problem because everything is so different. I mean, I said that to you earlier. That's why I said this year will be very similar to last year. Right.
Right. Well, that's why we have this show, right? Because, sometimes, math will change on people.
Yeah.
Charts will change. Chart styles will change.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I saw that people were worried about, which is really funny, and I'm going to label this.
What is that?
This is Coinbase.
Mm.
This is Coinbase's stock. So I know we have.
You wanted to ask about some stock?
I don't think I'm sharing, as people are about to remind me. Okay. So we just got done looking at Avalanche. Okay. And just to be obvious, here's Bill being overly optimistic. And here's Toby down here telling you that, this like artificial suppression and this downward sloping wedge can be like the basketball underwater phenomenon, and it can just pop right out of there.
Yeah, that looks really good. That just looks good to me.
Right. And then
I love how you explain it because I can't explain why it looks good. It just looks.
All right. And what were we going after Avalanche?
I don't remember.
Okay. We were going somewhere. Big Rich is in the house, brother. What's up?
Hello.
Still dollar cost averaging, meaning basically Big Rich and a lot of guys in Patreon. Oh, speaking of Coinbase.
Oh, that was it.
It's Coinbase.
Yeah.
Right.
You're looking at the stock, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is the stock of Coinbase.
Okay.
The only reason I bring this up is.
Wow.
So Lux Algo is actually building something, believe it or not.
It looks like it's going to go down a little more to me.
Yeah. Okay, so these X waves, right? When you see these things, that can signal further corrective activity. Right?
Which is what I said, right?
Which is
it
what
looks
you
like
just
it's going to go down more. I'm so happy that you have words and charts and things that explain what I just look at, and I don't know why.
So when it comes to Coinbase, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the question that I would have for you,
I think,
Is-
see that low point there on the left?
this low point.
Yeah, I think it's going to go close to there.
Oh my God.
Not maybe all the way, but what does your chart analysis say? Would that be like a buy signal? Is that what you call it? I mean, it's already so close. It doesn't, I mean, it's going to.
well, okay. Well, it depends how you define close, right? So this is 155. That's where it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my work would show that as equilibrium. You know, if Coinbase falls to 119, you know, just to like draw it out, because sometimes people really like if we draw it out.
Okay.
By the way, folks, if you like the way we're doing this, please feel free to leave a comment. So that's Coinbase down 20%. Like for stocks, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
So,
Mhm.
you know,
I see it as a potential. Maybe not the full way. That's what I said, but it looks like it's going to fall close to that level that it did before. So that I don't know why.
Okay, well, that's useful information, right? Because, you know, Coinbase can fall for two reasons, right?
Mhm.
Coinbase can fall with crypto, right? If crypto goes down, and Coinbase can fall if equities go down. And if it's a double shot, right? If there's an oh my God in both of them,
It feels equities to me, but
feels equities.
yeah.
Okay,
If
well,
you
let's-
want to know. Okay. Anything else? You know, I know I'm rushing you off stocks because you know I don't like it.
well, no, I mean, this is stocks.
It's
right?
just it's harder for me to
Right, it's
feel the energy of it because I don't really care so much about it.
okay.
But
well-
you are welcome to ask me.
Okay, well, this is Michael Saylor's company, MicroStrategy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so this is
Mister. Oh, you don't want to ask me what that reminds me of.
that chart.
No,
No,
that name,
Michael
Miss-
Saylor.
Mister. I know, I
Oh,
love it.
Mister.
Yeah, that's funny. Oh, that looks interesting. I'd like to see a little bump up.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little tiny up and
See, I'm hoping it's this.
okay, you draw your little lines on there.
You know, I'm hoping this is in a box. I'm hoping it's a box.
Yeah, I think
Like boxes are good, right? Like the low from Black Monday in this was 100. Right now it's at 124. Clearly, if Coinbase is going to heave 20%, Michael Saylor's company will probably, and Michael Saylor's company will most likely follow Coinbase unless there's something fundamentally wrong with Coinbase. But I'm very interested to hear what you have to say about this.
This is
This
one.
yeah, this is I mean, Michael Saylor just owns a ton of Bitcoins. This is like a stock. It's almost like a Bitcoin ETF,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. you like not
Oh no,
like?
that's what I said. I said I would. I'm waiting to see a little more uptick, but you drew the box out there, and I'm like, yeah, it feels like it's going to go up eventually. I'm waiting for the bounce. There'll be like a little
Hiccup.
I don't know.
Okay, all right, okay,
I
all
don't
right.
know the I don't know the
All right, well,
word.
maybe
I don't know.
maybe it's this. This is part of what we do on the show. Like the intuitive person comes up with like a feeling, and then I try to draw it. So maybe it's
because he's an art major, you know.
maybe it's this.
Yeah, it looks like a little up and then a down and then up. I mean, it looks like it's going to go up eventually, but I'm waiting to see a little bounce first.
Okay.
You know, that
Right. In other words, people have to be willing to pay higher prices. In other words, people like to buy things on dips, but they sometimes they'll stop, right? Like if you look at the last week. Okay, let's just go back to everything else.
those are gaming coins.
Right. So I'm just looking at the bubbles over the past week now.
Okay. So somebody asked on there if there's another one that's going to be like Doge and everything. I would say I'm just reminded because I see WIF there and
With
that, yeah, that would be another one.
Okay, because WIF is leveraged Solana, right?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, and I'm excited about Solana. I think.
all right. Well,
This is a
let's bring
really
the chart
good
of
time.
WIF up because people are asking like, hey, what meme do you
Anything
like?
else?
Okay, so Trisha has also got Coinbase.
Yeah.
Okay, Big Rich is like, let's go. Okay, Trisha's also like, I have MicroStrategy. Okay,
Mister. Sounds like
okay.
something from 50 Shades of Grey.
right. So,
Bill.
wow,
Bill's just,
This
Bill's
is
just
like-
right.
this is
I can
like-
say these
this is-
things and they just go right in one ear and out the
it's
other.
like-
And I love the late response.
oh my
Call
God.
me Mister.
Oh my God! Somebody help me. Okay, all right. The Fuzz Crypto, we did do Avalanche, so let's see if we can get leverage Solana, aka WIF, up here. Okay.
Yeah. It for me right now, if I was going to get into something that I thought, would match with it, this would be the one with. And I actually liked it from. I mean, it's just cute. It's a cute picture, and I don't like meme coins very much. I'm good at
Okay.
predicting them, you know that, but it's not my jam. But if this one, yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
Well, there's your answer, people. If you're into meme coins, that's that's what
and look at that pretty chart.
that
Does
is.
does that chart look pretty to you?
Yeah, all these charts do. I mean, I have a hard time. I mean, if we're gonna look at a chart that's given me, I don't know,
Heartburn?
a little, like I did a little Alka-Seltzer tonight. Like this is the chart. This is like a 3-day Bitcoin chart. So each bar
Mm.
represents 3 days, right?
Okay.
See this big yellow support line? That's
Mhm.
like the cushion, but
Mhm.
that's like 48K, right? And that feels like crazy banana pants to me, but
Mhm.
that's.
I mean, it looks like it's getting ready to go right back up. So wobbling.
all right. Well,
So why does that bother you? What do you see that bothers you?
Well, it's hard for me. I mean, I think what you're trying to tell me is that Coinbase may have like an earnings release or something may happen with Coinbase's stock
Yeah.
that's not that good,
But it doesn't have anything to do
with Bitcoin.
with crypto. Yeah, that's why I don't like.
And
yeah.
here's Solana,
Mm,
right? So there's that X wave
mm.
that can signal more correction.
Mm.
Balance in Solana is like 110. Solana has not been able to get below 120, but Solana's in a box, right?
Yep.
Or is
it? Looks like that box thing to me.
Right. And then, it's so funny how when Solana sits at the bottom of the box,
Mhm.
like the narrative on Solana changed. When Solana went down 20% and didn't move,
Mhm.
people gave up, right? People gave up.
And other people started buying, and that's great.
Well, I know Big Rich and probably T-Bone are in there after it, right? They're in there after it. Okay.
Okay.
So I know it's
What else we got?
okay. Well, I know it's like your least favorite subject,
Mhm.
but
I-
is crypto going to come up tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night,
Yeah.
crypto. I get really confused when you use that.
Okay. So there's
You
going
have
be
to ask me about specific coins.
I see.
Yeah.
So do you think Bitcoin could come up in the debates?
Do you mean they're going to talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you went up. I thought you were talking about prices. and
No.
stuff.
I'm
Is
talking
it going
about
to
them.
come up in the debates? Oh, I think so. Absolutely. Because that's Trump's one of his leverage things and his talking points. Because that's what people get riled up about. I mean, he spoke at Bitcoin Nashville. So for sure he's going to bring it up. But it'll be interesting to
Now, of course,
see
is
what
that-
her response is. I mean, my personal opinion that I told you is that I don't think it matters.
Right.
I mean, this is
Right,
a
well,
global, it's a global market. So U.S. politics are,
Right. I mean, every time he brings it up, the crypto bros cheer. and then the suppressors are out the next day.
Yeah.
Like people haven't figured this out yet. That's why I'm interested to see if he's going to bring it up. Right. He brings it up, and a lot of times the suppressors are out literally the next day. I mean, when he talked to Bitcoin Nashville, that was the top. That was the top at 74K. Yeah. I mean,
And
crypto
then it
bros
dropped.
were literally standing, this goes back to one of these topics, like, when do you buy? When do you sell? You sell when you buy when people are down in the dumps, and you sell when they're partying and wearing a lampshade on their head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. So after the debates, you're asking, will we see a dip because it's happened every time he talks about it?
Yeah. All right. Well, anything bearish, anything bearish that gets the no face, I'm fine with it.
Well, because I mean, for me, you're seeing a relationship. I'm not seeing a relationship.
You're not seeing a relationship.
I'm not seeing a relationship. But I do feel that, it's closer to the end of the month before we really start seeing some, the market start to go up in general. So could there be a dip? Yeah. But it's not going to be huge and it's not going to last forever. So who cares? Unless you're looking for timing for buying more, that would be a really good idea. If you haven't, when we were in the big slump over a week ago, hopefully you were shopping for the stuff that you like, because I think if there's going to be one more shopping opportunity this month, it'll be before the end. And then I don't think we're going to see a lot, we may get sideways, but I think we're going to start going up,
Right.
And then after the election, then I think that's, because it's November, not necessarily because of the election, but, ish,
Yeah. So you got basically, I'm reading this as like, you got one more shot to grab this stuff when people are in fear mode. Right. You got one last fear trade.
Well, this year. Yeah.
No, I meant in September. Like,
yeah.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, for the rest of the year, I think this is going to be, September is going to be the low point. I mean, it's going to be a lot like last year. So if you want to know what to expect, but I don't think that things are going to get as low as they have been the past few weeks,
Right. So all these like 49K goofballs, not happening.
I'm not feeling it. I'm feeling there could be another dip, but it doesn't feel substantial. And again, it's just a shopping opportunity because I think the end of the month, then we're really going to start seeing in general like a big upward movement. So,
right.
And again, I've been at the retreat and unplugged for a week, so I haven't really looked at anything. I'm still hot on DeFi. But by next week, maybe I'll talk about some new sectors that look really exciting. So I'll dig back into the numbers.
So that's a reminder to subscribe to the channel because we're putting out shorts, right? We're putting out regular videos like Altcoin Showdown, and you definitely want to turn on notifications so that you know when we're going live and when we're posting videos,
which is usually Monday.
Right. Big Rich noting Super is up 20%. Okay. Blockchain God thinks we're a good team. Thank you. From Blockchain God. Aiken wants the October surprise. That's something from Election Talk. Okay. Joseph says the lows are in. Right. Which, I mean, you said the lows are in. We had the lows are in live stream 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. And we keep saying it over and over again.
I mean, lows are relative too. I mean, somebody could say I'm wrong because maybe it'll go a little bit, but I really feel like we're not going to go much lower than we are right now. We're really, we're there. So get your shopping on. Yeah. And I told everybody in August, my birthday's at the end of September. I'm a Libra.
And that's when it's happening, huh?
Yeah. So, it's shop for my birthday.
Listen. If that actually happens, we would have to call. Like I'd have to start calling other YouTube influencers and being like, "Bro, You know, she said her birthday, and it actually happened on her birthday.
Well, I don't like to say exact days because it doesn't.
Right.
Timing is the most challenging thing as far as pinning an exact date down. But,
Right. Well, you know.
But yeah, it's like it's my birthday. So
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be your 39th birthday, and you'll.
what?
Yeah.
I'm 25.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. You know, so you'll be you'll be rocking it for your birthday. Bob Marsh is like, can we get some love for AVAX? We will hope so. Let's rock it, Bob. Right? Bob is unfortunately, Big Rich is just like, you know, Big Rich is a funny guy.
Yeah.
Big Rich is there. I mean, he's like in your camp. Like
Aw.
Big Rich is like, when it goes down, shop
Yeah.
and just keep putting money in, because you know one day you're just going to wake up. Blockchain God coming to us from Twitter, by the way.
Oh.
Okay.
Cool.
You know, here's Big Rich. You know, I think it's LFGO. Keep accumulation, right? Because 6 months from
Why
now,
not?
you're going to be happy that you did. Right?
Yes.
Because I mean, we've
absolutely.
talked. I mean, we've untalked it tonight, but I mean, you know, I can imagine 100K in December. I can imagine the end of suppression.
Mhm.
Right. I can imagine them just being like, you know, at some point, they have to realize all the things that drove it in the beginning of the year.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean that wasn't a mistake. You know,
That wasn't a mistake.
That
right?
wasn't a mistake. You know, so that's why we're going to do better this next year. But I'm super excited about next year. I think it's going to be very, very interesting.
All right. So let's wrap it up there.
Okay.
Folks, this is a reminder, patreon.com/unhinged crypto. Please pay us a visit. This is also an opportunity for us to thank all the people in our Patreon, all our Patreon subscribers who keep both channels going. We appreciate you.
Awesome.
We appreciate your business, and believe me, we will be there at the lows.
And we
with
got exciting stuff coming up new too.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
new stuff coming up, but
Is it still top secret?
it's very top secret.
Oh,
Yeah, we
sorry.
I just pushed the button for approval on it today.
Oh, exciting.
Right. So some
Exciting.
fun stuff's coming. All right, people. That's going to be it for the Unhinged Crypto Happy Hour. Hit that like button on the way out.
Mwah.